Hello, students of class 3. A warm welcome to you all to EVS class. Well, myself, I am your radio tutor, Miss Kaholiwutsa, and I will be teaching you EVS, that is Social Studies portions. And in today's class, I am going to introduce you an interesting topic. The lesson it is about going to different places. It is on chapter 8, page number 46 in your textbooks. EVS textbooks, social studies portion. Okay, so in this lesson, we will be discussing how and what are the vehicles that help us to go to different places. That is about the means of transport. And we will also be discussing about the different modes or types of transport. And we will be discussing about the road safety measures. What are the safety rules that we should have to follow on the road? So, before we go further, I would like to ask you some questions. And then students, as we all know that we used to go to different places. There are some of the places that we can go by walking and we can go to that places. But there are some of the places which seems very far away from us because it's a very long distance for us and we find very difficult to go to that places. So there are some of the vehicles such as a bicycle, a car, an aeroplane, a bus, or a train. So all these vehicles, they help us to move or they help us to reach the different places. So all these that help us to go to different places, and we all go to these different places by different vehicles. Okay, so students, how do you go to school or how do you come to school in the normal days when you used to go to school? You used to go to school by a bus or by a scooter or by a car or by an auto rickshaw. We used to come to school or we used to go to different places with the help of different means of transport. Yes or no? With the help of different vehicles. So here, let us learn about the story of four students. The names of those students are Avi, Teja, Watila, and Avito. They are the students like you. They study in class 3. They study in the same school. Okay, they study in the same school, but they used to live in a different locality. They live in different places. So they study in the same school, they study in the same class, and they are of the same age groups, but they live in a different community. So in order to come to school, Avito used to come to a school by a school bus. Okay, Avito used to come to the school by a school bus, and Teja uses his car to reach the school. And Watila, a girl, his father has a car, so his father used to drop him to the school by the car. And then a boy, Avito, he used to come to the school by a cycle rickshaw. Okay, he used to come to the school by rickshaw. So they all used to come to the school by different means of transport. And what is a means of transport is that the different vehicles, these are the different vehicles such as an auto rickshaw, a bicycle, a bus, car, boat, or an aeroplane, or even a train, or even a van. These different means of transport, these different vehicles that help us to carry us, or that carries the goods and the people from one place to another place is known as a means of transport. Okay, so what is a means of transport is that the movement of goods or the people from one place to another place is known as a means of transport. And those vehicles such as a bus, car, a train, a rickshaw, or a scooter. Okay, those different vehicles that help us to carry or that help us to reach from one place to the another place is known as a means of transport. So do you know, students, a transport carried out through different modes, or they used to carry it out through different types. They are such as land transport, water transport, and an air transport. You can see that an aeroplane flies in the sky, in the air, yes or no? And you can see the boat sailing on the water. And then you can see a motor vehicle or a motorbike. I mean a motorbike or a cycle or a bus riding on the road, moving on the road. So all these transport, all these vehicles are not same. Some fly on the road, some move in water, and some move in air. So as I have told you, aeroplane fly in an air, a car and a buses moves on land, a ship and a boat move in water. Let us also discuss about what is a land transport. So the different transport, as I have told you, such as an aeroplane, an auto rickshaw, and a bicycle, a bus or a car, or even a motorcycle, a train, they used to use different modes. As I have told you, aeroplanes flies in an air, a car and a buses move on the land, yes or no, on the roadways, and a ship and a boat moves or sails in a water. So the land transport means the vehicles that moves on land or that moves on the road, such as a bicycle, a van, a scooter, a motorcycle, a taxi, or a truck. That these vehicles that we used on land, that used to move on land, are called as a land transport. Next is a water transport. So water transport include a boat, okay, a boat, a yacht, and a ship. So water transport, they includes a boat, yacht, ship, and a cargo ship too. So these water transport are the vehicles that sails in water. They used to moves on water. So they are called as a water transport. So water transport means a transport that sails on water is called as a water transport. Next is an air transport. Air transport include an aeroplane, a helicopter, rocket, etc. So these air transport are the vehicles, they fly in the sky, okay? They fly in the sky. You can see an aeroplane flying in the sky, in the air, and the helicopter also. So the vehicles or the transport that flies in the sky is called as an air transport. Animals are also used as a means of transport. Okay, so the animals such as a bullock cart, a tonga, a peonies, and a camel, they are used as a common means of transport in the village areas. Okay, in the villages. In village, and bullock cart and a tongo, they help us to carry the goods, and they also used to help carry the peoples or the goods from village to village. So these animals such as a bullock cart and a tongo are act as a common means of transport. And animals such as a camel also act as a means of transport in the desert. Okay, and camel is considered as a means of transport in the desert because a camel, you can see there on the picture, a camel used to carry the loads or the goods in the desert. Now let us learn about the traffic signals. Students, I hope you have seen this on the road. So there is a three colors, yes or no? The first one is a red color. So this traffic signals, red color indicates that it is telling you to stop. And the yellow color gives you a signal to wait for some time. And the green signals give you a signal to go. So these are the three traffic signals that is very important for you, and you should have to know this, okay? whenever you are crossing the road, okay, whenever you are going through the road, or you are coming by a car or a bus, if you see the red signals appearing, then the traffic signal is telling you to stop for some time, so you have to stop. And if you see the yellow signals appearing, then it is telling you to wait for some time, so you have to wait for some time. But if you see the green color signals, then it is telling you to go, so you can move or you can go on. Let us study about what are the safety rules that you should have to follow on the road. It is very important for every one of us. It is important for you, and it is important for me also, to follow the road safety rules, okay? Because these road safety rules, if we follow these, then it will help us, and it will not lead us to accident. So the first safety rules is that when you are about to cross the road, you have to look in all the direction. You have to turn towards your right, you have to turn towards your left, and you have to look it carefully. And then once the road is clear, you have to cross the road, okay? And the next important things and the next important rules that you have to follow is that you have to obey the traffic rules. As I have told you, red light means stop, yellow light means wait, and a green light means you can go. So you have to follow these traffic signals, okay? And it is also very important for you to follow, and you have to watch for the turning vehicles. While you are about to cross the road, you have to watch the turning vehicles. And the next important safety rules is that you have to avoid crossing the road between the parked car. You can see there on the picture. So you should not cross the road crossed on a parked cars. Understand? So you can see there the most important things that you should have to follow in order to keep you safe is that you should always have to cross the road at the zebra crossing. What is a zebra crossing? You can see there on the picture a black line and a white line. So you have to cross the road on a zebra crossing. And as I have told you, before crossing the road, it is very important for you to look towards your right, look towards your left, and cross the road when the road is clear. The next one is that while you are walking on the road, you should always walk on the footpath. You can see there on the picture. You should always walk on the footpath, and this is the safety rules that you should have to follow. The next and the important thing is that you should not play or run on the road. You should not play or run on the road, because if you play or if you run on the road, the vehicles may come and hit you, and you will meet an accident, or you will get injured. So you should not play or run on the road. The next important safety rules is that you should not lean out of the door and windows of a moving car. Suppose you are going to the school by a school bus, so you should not lean, okay, on the doors and windows of a moving bus, and you should not stick your heads and your hands out of the moving car, okay? You should not stick your head and your hands out of the moving car. And the next thing is that you should never try to get in or off of the moving bus or a car, or you should never jump too. And they are some of the people who used to rush for the turn. So you should wait for your turn to get into the bus or a car. And the most important thing is that there are some of the naughty students or naughty children who used to try sitting at the back and then facing at the back. So you should not do that. If you do that, then you will meet an accident and you will get injured. And it is also important that when you are in a car, you should buckle up yourself, or you should strap on a seat belt, okay? If you wear a seat belt, it will protect you, or it will save you when you meet an accident. Next, if you are riding a bicycle, or if you are riding a motorcycle, okay, if your daddy is riding a motorcycle, you should be the one who should remind your father or your daddy to wear a helmet, because by wearing a helmet, if we lose our balance and if we meet an accident also, we may not get a severe injury. So it is very important while riding a bicycle or a motorcycles, we should wear a helmet. So let us summarize the lessons that we have learned today. So as I have told you, the movement of people and goods from one place to another place is known as a transport. And the vehicles that help us to go to one place to another place, or that help us to carry people or a goods from one place to another place, is called as a means of transport. And there are different modes of transport, that is land, water and air. And the land transport is a transport that you used on land, and the water transport are the transport that sails in water. The air transport are the transport that flies in the sky, such as an aeroplane or a helicopter. And the road safety measure is that we should always cross the road at the zebra crossing. And before crossing the road, it is important for us to look towards our left, to look towards our right, and cross the road when the road is clear. And we should also obey the traffic signals, and we should not play or run on the road, and we should have to avoid crossing the road between the parked cars. So ma'am have got an activity for you. So in this activity, you have to choose the correct answer. So over there at the picture, you can see a fire truck. So fire truck can be categorized into land transport or water transport or an air transport. A fire truck can be categorized into land transport, yes or no? Next is a ship, and the ship can be categorized into water transport. Next is a picture of a motorbike, and the motorbike can be categorized into a land transport. Next is a rowboat, and the rowboat can be categorized into a water transport. I have also another activity for you, and this activity is that you have to choose these pictures that are used in water. So the pictures that are used, the vehicles that are used in water are yacht, you can see there, and you can use ship and a boat. The next activity is that you have to match the pictures with the name of the transportation. So the first one on the other row is a picture of a vehicles, and then another row is a names of a vehicle. So the first one is it's a truck, yes or no? It's a truck. And the next one is a bus, and the next one is a car, the next one is a train, and the last one is a motorcycle or a motorbike, yes or no? This is also an activity for you, so you can do it at home. Okay, you can do it by yourself, I hope. So students, we have come to the end of the discussions, and I hope you all are clear with what we have discussed today about the means of transport, the different means of transport, or the different types of transport, or even the road safety measures that you should have to follow. And I hope so you can do the activity by yourself, which is there in your textbook. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe and see you on the next class.